Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. 'Tis the 27th of November. Just quickly, I am looking at this for a retest of these lows here. We had a channel down, a leg with a break, two pushes to a new high, a channel down with a break. I was looking for kind of two legs up. But it's a little bit stacked, actually, so I'm probably going to leave this, but a leg and a leg would have been nice there. Maybe we'll get something. Okay, market is open. So let's see how we get on today. It's not been a bad couple of weeks for me, actually. Let's just have a look at this. FZen, how you doing, bud? So channel down, one push up, second push up. The only trouble is there is a little bit of support there. So it may not make a difference, but it may. I'd have preferred 2 attempts, that for me, although it was a failure. Looks like it was working. You don't really want to go short into that, though. Well, for me personally, it's asking for trouble. The fact that it worked is irrelevant, I think, personally. Speedy, how you doing, my friend? So, leg and a leg. It's just a shame we didn't pull back a bit. It was a little better on my other chart, but there's still support. So, there was the failure, or however you see it anyway, but we had a leg and a leg down. So, we keep an eye on this. So, by the looks of things, it's retesting these lows. So, what did we do yesterday? It was a bullish day yesterday. We had those 2 pushes up. We had a little bit of a pullback, and then it just continued on up for the rest of the day. Broke all-time highs again, and now we're having a pullback. So maybe 2 legs. We'll see. Let's see if there's Daryl. How you doing, bud? Let's just put that there like that. Maybe a bigger channel. We'll see. Let's just blow this up a little bit. So I'm guessing we're gonna look to retest these. So see if we can get a second entry short here. I haven't seen Thomas Wade's chart yet. Is he not in today? Oh, he is around somewhere. So I like that. Touch, even a touch there. Even that one did work before we had a break out of there. So second entry short up here. Might not be a bad idea. We have got some news coming up at 3 PM UK time, so we need to pay attention to that. Let's have a look at this. I was hoping we'd get a leg and a leg. I mean, depending on how you draw that, there's a possibility of a bit of an overshoot there, but if we can get a couple of legs up here, then that would interest me. Market might have other ideas, though. There was a possible... I was kind of looking for a channel down. I was kind of looking for a hidden second entry here, but it's gone a bit too far for me, that has. Unless there's a bit of a range there. I don't know. I'll have a look. I have put that there. There's definitely some support there, I think. Yeah, maybe. See if we can get something like that. That's what I'll be looking for. One leg up, second leg up, and then down to break these lows. So a leg and a leg. Somewhere on those lines. So I'd like a second entry long here to trigger. Sacred Geometry, morning to you. Jan, how you doing, bud? It's special trading days, Thursday, Friday. Yes. Tomorrow, isn't it, is Thanksgiving. So I'll start the chart as normal and we'll give it half an hour and we'll have a look. But, you know, I believe Thanksgiving's a kind of an important holiday in the US. So I'm assuming a lot of people will want to be sort of at home, maybe with the families or something like that. So I have a break and a new low of the downtrend. It's hard to say. I mean, I've gone from the top there and there. That to me hasn't acted like a break. That's anywhere I can see. Now you could keep that tight and do that a bit, and you may have had a very small break. But in fact, no. Even if I keep that tight to there and there, that to me is not really a break, and it's still fitting. So I would say not for me personally. I mean, I could be wrong, but this to me looking like leg and a leg down to a new lows. So it's hard to say really. Being conservative, yeah. I mean, I've gone from here to here. That actually kind of fits, and it still actually came down. But yeah, like I say, if that's more of a bearish pin bar, then this might come a bit tighter, but that's about as bearish pin bar as you get. So I'm there. Do you know what I mean? But if it's more of a full bar, that is hard to say. But I mean, we could just be retesting these lows anyway with the intention of going up. But it's excuse me a sec. All right, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, leg up, leg up. Let's see what. So there is a second entry long there. Obviously, I wouldn't take that because we got a new low, but a short here may interest me. Let me just get an order ready just in case.
Order submitted.
Because there's a second entry long which is trapped. I would not expect that to push up. After that push down below the EMA, I'd expect this to come down. So let's just see how this finishes. There's a failure there, isn't there? I would prefer that a little bit closer. Sorry about that. That's quite a small risk, that is. No. It's not acting how I would hope. I prefer the second leg to be a little bit higher. It is a failure on this one, but I don't like it on this. That's why I love having two, because it's a little bit stacked. It may work, it probably will, but it's just a little bit stacked here. So it makes it that little bit more challenging. that's triggered now. I'd say it's probably going to work. We got some news coming up in 20 minutes. Okay, it has worked on the other chart. My daughter was just in talking to me and I wasn't focusing, otherwise you're out for 2.25 points. Yeah. Good on you, mate. Let's see what that happens. Lower high, maybe. The trouble is, it's come down here and it's reversed quickly, isn't it? You took that short as well. Good on you, mate. Good on you. My daughter just came, was talking to me about bloody Christmas presents, showing me something, so I wasn't focusing. She's got to stop doing that. Kids. So possibly a lower high. Something about this I don't like. I'm kind of glad I didn't take it anyway, because I don't think it went for 3 points, did it? No, it didn't. Is that going to stop me out? So she may have done me a favour. To be fair, there wasn't enough space left for me, to be honest with you. I prefer it to be a bit higher. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Maybe that's two little legs. See how we go. So something about it I don't like. It's just a little bit sideways here. It's just not operating how I would expect. Oh, Sam, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a scalp there. There's no doubt about it. I just don't like... I mean, ideally, really, want to be out before the lows, but there isn't much space there. So if you're getting a tick... If you're getting a tick below there, there's hardly any space, let's say, there. There's barely... There's not even a point, really, before those lows. Even there, I like getting out where the main body finishes. Even the lows, there's still not 3 points. It only took 2 points. Yeah, it worked for 2 points. How are you finding 2 points? The good thing about 2 points is you are doubling your profit every time. So every 3 trades, technically, you can afford to lose one. Not many trades go for a point but don't go for 2. Very, very few. So for me, it was an absolute no-brainer. But it's not for everyone. You know, some people, I get some people like to be in and out. You know, if stuff works for you, sometimes you don't really want to change it. You know what I mean? I kind of absolutely get that. So we got this leg down. We got one attempt to push higher and a second attempt. So this now, in fact, I tell you, do you know what? I'll just bring this other chart. I'm looking at this as maybe a failed breakout, because I did say this is a little bit stacked side by side. We dropped out the bottom of it, so maybe one push up, second push up, maybe we're going to come down. So maybe on this chart, we'll see. You could probably put that down there, maybe not. It's probably better there originally, I think. So, channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I'll keep an eye on that. It's slightly different, that chart. That's kind of what I like, but you can see what I'm looking at. Channel down. We haven't made a new low yet. That's clear, one push up, which clearly dropped. Let's see if we get the same. So I'd expect it to start to fail around here if it was going to. Where would you call that? Overnight lows. That's kind of where we're at now. Let's just put that there, see if that plays a part. Maybe it does. There's the overnight lows there. Now this is starting to drop. One push up, two push up. Now Penguin wouldn't take that one until it passed through that EMA. And based on what I'm seeing here, if that had been more of a If that had been more of a little range, in fact, it's not too bad. You get to the stage where you like it. It's not rejecting as much as I would like that to. But it is 2 pushes up. Penguin would say, okay, good point, news. Let's forget that then. Yeah, that's what I mean. You got a great big news thing on here. In fact, when's the news? Oh, there is medium impact news now. Let's see if that works. But yeah, we got medium impact news now, and we got some break even on 3 trades. Would they have worked? I'm guessing they would have done by the way you said that. Trouble is, if you go for more, yeah, I know what you're saying. I think you're going for more points, aren't you? I definitely think there's merit there. That's kind of what I originally started, and Wilson does a lot of that now. But the trouble is, if you do drop it to break even quick, a lot of times it comes back and takes you, clicks your stop, and then ends up going in the same direction. Market has no direction. See, I've sent this channel down with a break and attempt to make a new low, but there's another channel going on here with 2 pushes up. So my gut feeling is it obviously depends on what the news tells us, but for me, this thing's going down to break this level. The way it's working, it's going down. Channel with a break. Strong push down. 1 attempt to go high, 2nd attempt to go higher, and I think this is coming down. Obviously, news could change all that. So we got high impact news in about 13 minutes. But that looks like a penguin style trade leg at 8, mind you. Having said that, it's still got for it to work, it's still got to push down below that EMA. So let's see if this works now. I was hoping it would react quickly if that was going to come down. It may still. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. So let's see how it ends. So for me, 2 legs up. I didn't expect that. I thought that would just come straight down. It did, but then rejected. So even so, channel down. We're going to break. 2 more attempts. So this has got all the hallmarks of there's a possible tiny break with a new low played out in your larger chart. Brandt said that. So Thomas Wade's just put this up. So he's got it. It doesn't work on my chart, but he's cut through some of that. So I am aware of it. I'm not automatically assuming, but forgetting this, we've got a channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher. So this to me now is coming down. Unless it's triggered that and it pushes up above there, then it's game over. But for me, 2 pushes up and we've rejected right at the overnight lows. Not only that, if you look at this mini channel's played out. Channel break, new high, big drop. Let's see. It could always change. I have a feeling it's going to sit in this little range majority in the morning. Yeah, I mean, also Thomas Wade's got it as a range. Let's just clear this up a minute. So this being the tops, because of the overnight lows. Well, that's how I'm thinking, and he's got the bottom of it there. I mean, we dropped down really quickly with that bar, and then it changed, and then the next one dropped down, but then it triggered and pushed up. So A lower high here I would prefer for a move down, but we are getting close to that news because I'm always wrong. Get this. Some days it's clear, isn't it? And we kind of know where it's going. Other days it just has that little air of mystery about it. But just based on what I'm seeing, you know, when you sit and watch these charts enough, you start to get a feeling for where they're going based on what they're showing you. And this is 3 attempts to push up. If this gets below this EMA and closes, my gut feeling, then it's down. So it's channel, 2 pushes up and then down. And from here as well, it's almost kind of like a triple test, isn't it? So we're below that now. So I would say that is a penguin trade. So I'm going to put that there and just see if it works just for the sake of him. But we have got the news in 10 minutes. It has broken below that, which is what I wanted, but it's not moving down as quick as I thought it may. It was clearly 2 pushes up and we couldn't get above there. Maybe it's working now. So if Penguin did take that, he's now triggered depending on where he gets it, where he gets in. He's out before the lows. There's going to be some stops off that bottom. Yeah, if you look at the 10,000 tick chart, channel down, it's a second entry short there. And that's even just as bearish. There's going to be some stops around about here, isn't it? But it's a little bit more clearer there, isn't it? 2 attempts to push up, strong push below the EMA. We'll see. Yeah, this is working like I think it is. Pushed above there. On my other chart, there's a little bull bar there, but it hasn't triggered yet. So first push up, second push up, strong push below the EMA, a little bull bar there. It'd be nice for that to trigger. And it comes down. There's going to be, this is 2000 tick chart. There's going to be stops below there, channel break. However, you know, there's going to be stops below there, isn't there? But this is looking like a channel down. 1, 2, 3 attempts and then down. But obviously the news is coming up, so that may change things. What news is it? Core PC. So if I got in below that bar there, I would still be in this trade. I'm sure it's going down. It's the whole picture's telling me it's going down. So yeah, be some stops there. You can bet your bottom dollar. So channel there, 2 pushes up, and then down channel. Whether it's got anything to do with that or not, but that's a channel in itself. First push up clearly rejected. Second push up took a bit of time, but then it started to push down. So this bar's now triggered here. So my gut is just going to come down below there and then below there. This looks quite a bit different this today. So I'd have certainly had me 3 points depending on where you got in. There wasn't nothing really for me to get in. We got a channel break new wire. That bar did drop, but then it reversed. So there's no trade for me there. But you know, just by it's trying multiple times to get up. Down seems the most natural thing that I can see based on what I'm looking at. So that's what I expected. Bull bar there, trigger, push down. Once it gets below there, it'll come down some more, and then there's more stops there. So that will be my first place. Once it gets below there, that will ease off the pressure, I think. And then there again, I think. But depending on where you got in anyway, you'd have got your points. So I put in for a couple of payments a couple of days ago. I've had nothing back yet. I kind of want to hurry up because I want to get trading those accounts. So, yeah, Penguin's thinking the same thing. He's got this up and he's looking for leg and a leg. If I get him on my emails, I get emails from him about 20 a day. Yeah, so he's thinking the same thing there. The big channel, he's got this one, 2 legs down, which is kind of the same as I'm looking at. I'll get the email up if he takes that. But I'll be surprised if he doesn't. 2 pushes up, and quite not as strong as I'd like to see below the EMA. It just got below it, but I dare say he'd probably drop an order in somewhere here. It's got all the hallmarks of his type of trade. So news is at about a minute and a half, and it's slowing down a bit now, stacking up a bit. Yeah, there is a second entry short form in here, channel break, but obviously the news, 1 push up, second push up, second entry short, stops down here, 2 legs up. My gut feeling is it's coming down. Obviously, unless the news is affects it, it may not. I've traded that core PC before and it's just done nothing. I've been sat here already with my orders in and it did nothing. So whether it will this time or not, who knows? It's flickering around, so I'm guessing there's going to be a move. No, maybe not. So that trade is triggered. So second entry short is triggered. My gut feeling is this is coming down. It is a bit stacked. That's the only downside. I'd have preferred that push up higher and traded it like a failed breakout. But it's clearly stacked, and obviously with the news, you just can't do nothing, unfortunately. So you wouldn't have even known there was news there, in all fairness. It did flicker a little bit, like sometimes it does before it shoots up or down, but nothing really. So channel down with a break. This is coming down for me. Fortunately, there's no setup really. There is on the other one, as I say, but obviously with the news there, a bit stuck really. Once we get below that one, so Penguin would have got his profit there. I don't know whether he'd have got out that a bit early because of the news. I don't know how he works with the news, but that clearly worked. 2 pushes up, push below the EMA, and then in for a trade there for 16 ticks. At some point, I may start to trade some of those, but obviously with a little bit more risk, I may go down to one contract. If it's obviously obvious that I'm seeing a setup, I much prefer smaller moves, really, rather than the larger moves. So that's been stopped out now. That's been stopped out now. So it might be a channel with a break, 2 pushes to 2 attempts to go lower, and then a strong move up. So let's just do a leg and a leg from here now and see where this finishes up. That takes us down to the bottom. So channel break, 1 attempt to go lower, 2 legs up, 2nd attempt to go lower, failure. He may take that one as well. So technically it's played out. So this might not be a terrible place to go long, really, although I tend to like 2 pushes down to a new low, and we still could come down here, but there is some reaction to there, but it's not for me. A scalp, it worked, but depending on where you took it, there's certainly a 1.5 there, but it's not for me. I like 2 pushes, really. So that trade on there did work. That second entry short clearly worked for, I'm guessing it worked for 3 points close. Yeah, just. So channel break, 1 push. Are we going to get a second push down? I'll be surprised if that bar doesn't get stopped out after you've had a break and 1 push down. Often I'd avoid that one anyway in case we get a second move down. Market likes to move in 2s, so that makes that vulnerable. We'll see. But if there is a range there, that might be a higher low off there. But because I like to see 2 pushes down, I would avoid that long just at the moment. Yeah, Taylor's just put a very strong higher low, maybe interested. That's what I mean there. We have had a break and a new low, but I would like a second push down. Often that one does get taken out after that first push down. But I suppose it depends. If this is a range as well, see, it could react off here. But I just like to give it that second chance because we've got a little push up with a little bit of pull back and another push up, so we could get two small legs and then come down for a second leg. So one leg, two legs up and then down for a second leg. There's our second leg. So second entry short here. I think this may come down, take out that stop. So I'm just avoiding this area at the moment, to be honest with you. But you can bet there's going to be some stops there. Second entry short might not be a terrible trade, that. Channel break, one push down. Two small attempts to go higher, maybe a second push down. It is a bit stacked for me, but I don't think it's a bad trade. Not now. I still like to see this second measured move, which would get us down to this area. Yeah, after that first break and new low, they're always vulnerable, them. So if I wanted to go long there, I'd wait for the higher low, but it is one push down after that, the break. Okay, there's a short failure there. I'm hoping that gets triggered because I'd still like to see a little bit more. It looks like two small legs to me, back to a bigger leg, two small legs, and then down, but it's stacking up now, which is only a good thing. You could trade that leg and a leg as a fell break out of here. Leg and a leg. It's a bit stacked up for me. I would prefer that to push a bit higher and close on top of that. Looks a bit clear on the other chart. Channel down with the break. One push to a new low. Two attempts to push high. If we can get the break above this and then it closes bearish, I don't think that's a bad short. It has triggered above that. I can see there is two legs, but it is a little bit stacked, which does make it that a bit more risky. But my guess is that'll work. But it is congested, so that, as I say, I prefer it to push a bit higher and then close about there. That's better. Break a bit higher and then come back down. So if that triggers, leg and a leg. Oh. Leg and a leg. I just don't like these wicks. That to me looks like a bit of rejection, so I just don't like these wicks. Channel break, one push down, two small legs back, and then a second push down. see if this triggers. I don't like these wicks. One leg, two leg. This looks like to me it's going to work. I just don't like the wicks. Leg in. Makes sense coming down here below there. It'll get close to this measured leg then. So that would have worked. I just don't like the wicks. If that had been more red and slightly higher, that would have interested me. So channel break, 1, 2 pushes down to a new low. Take out that stop. That was always vulnerable to me. Although you would have got some points off there, but I always like to see 2 points down to a new low. So that wouldn't have given me the 3 points. As I say, I would prefer that a little bit higher and redder. So we have had our 2 pushes down to a new low. And then big rejection off that bottom there. It's taken out that one. That one had to go for me. Channel break, 1, 2 pushes down to a new low. But I didn't expect that just yet. There's a breakout pullback. It doesn't pull back any harder than that, does it? Having said that, channel break, 1, 2 attempts to push lower. So 3 points. Probably not yet. It would have to push through. It would have to get down to there. I can't see how it wouldn't. There we go. So that would have worked. That one there. It'll come down a bit more, I think. I'd like to see this measured leg. Okay, so that would have worked. It's just a shame about the wicks. You can clearly see it's 2 legs. So channel, break, 1 attempt to push higher, 2 little legs back, and then a second attempt, 2 legs down in itself. There's a second entry long there. I still wouldn't want to go long yet. I want to give it chance to break these lows or get that measured move. Okay, there's our measured move. In fact, that's right to the tick. Touch, touch, touch. Beautiful. So whether you consider this a triple test or channel down, 2 attempts to push up, coming down for the lows. So Penguin's trade would have worked for sure. Unfortunately for me, there wasn't really no setup here, although I kind of could see what I thought was happening and where it was going, but there wasn't really set up. So I don't think that was a terrible trade. I'd be interested to see if Mac marked that, but you can clearly see it's 2 legs up. But trading it as a range, a little fell breakout, but it didn't. It closed back in, and there's not much room there. There's barely a point there, really. So I just don't want it, just out of principle. Although I'm pretty sure it's coming down, but there are no guarantees. So I still like to know that I've got enough room, and there's not enough room to the lows there. As much as I think I know where it's going, you've still got to, there's just not enough room, unfortunately, but for a scalp. So, I'd say Mac might mark that. I just don't like all those wicks. Sometimes when the picture just goes a little bit like that, it looked better on my other chart. It wasn't so wicky, but then we had that little tail. I'd have preferred, you can clearly see 2 legs up, but I always prefer it if we can trap a bull bar, because if it triggers above there, you can guarantee there's going to be stops in here from the long, so when it does get below there, it just gives it that extra little bit of momentum. There was a second entry short there, but same again, stuck in that, and we're approaching the news at the time, so unfortunately. But the market's readable today, so that made a matching low. So we can get rid of that now. So 2 legs down to a matching low. Let's see where this thing goes now, because we could just be in a range here, couldn't we? We've bounced 1, 2, 3 times, so that may push up from there. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. So let's see where this thing's going. It is feasible we get a second leg. Something like that. Okay, excuse me just for a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll only be a minute. Let's have a look. Possible second entry short here. I'm just not comfortable with going short just yet. Just in case, because we've made a matching low there, and that measured leg has played out. So as much as I think this could go down, you could also get stuck in here. There's overnight lows there as well, which you can see where it's bouncing off. So it's kind of, I mean, if this pushed up above there and came down, it is kind of a two lovely little legs. But as that measured moves played out, and we've bounced off overnight lows and made a matching low, for me, I'd rather just wait on this first one. See, you can bet there's going to be some stops below here. Let's see if it's okay. Fell second entry short. So if we break above this, trap some traders going long. Let's just have a look at the 10,000. See what that's showing me. Okay, possible failure here, although I'm not ready to go long yet. But if we can trap some traders trying to go long. So, be a second entry long off here. I mean, I wouldn't want to go long personally. Look at this chart. It's not really a failure here. But it is kind of a second entry long. Let's see if we trap some traders. You've still got to be careful around here anyway. Yeah, it's fitting very nice, that is. So I got to pay attention to that. Touch, touch, touch. 2 attempts back there, and you can see it struggle there and had that little quick drop. That's interesting. So once, twice, this could be a failed second entry long. I don't know whether I want to get in here at the moment. Leg and a leg. We've had 3 matching lows now. So I'm going to have to sit and let this figure itself out. There's a leg and a leg, but you've got to be so careful here. It is a failure, and it is going to be trapping some longs. Tempting, but I'm just going to sit out of this. That ATR is quite low, and there's not a lot of space to the lows. It may break below there and reverse back up. So I'm just staying out of this one. It's a little bit boxy shape. There's not a lot of space. There's a point and a half to the bottom. Now, if it breaks below there and that one there, I'd probably say it'll extend an extra few ticks maybe. But this could trap you here. I mean, it is coming off here, so you naturally think it would come down. But there's a little double bottom here, and we've bounced off this area 3 times, so I would probably sit tight here. This could upset people. Yeah, I'm just going to sit tight here. That's not what you want to see if you go short. It may be okay, but there's a double bottom. There's two strong bull bars off there. And that's the third time we've hit that level. Now, we are in a downtrend and we are bouncing off this, and you would naturally think that would work, and it may do. It probably will do, but I've not got much space below there, and it could. Sometimes it'll break below there a few ticks and reverse. So I'm just sitting out of this one. Look at that, look. It's done exactly the same again. 1, 2, 3. It hit that level and shut up. So that level's been protected. Buyers are trying to protect that level, aren't they? So let's see who wins. I'd rather let them battle it out. For a scalp, I think that may be worth a go, just for a point, but there we go. Woof. So there was obviously some stops below there. I mean, that's just shot down 4 or 5 points in a second. So the way that hit there and reversed up there, there's definitely buyers trying to protect that area. But the thing is, he's still showing us that it's in this downtrend at the moment. You had a short at the breakout. It worked. Yeah, I bet it did. Yeah, I think when it was going to break down there, the stronger that line is, when it does break through, the quicker it moves down. And that moved down. It's got to be not that much, 2.5 points, quite quickly. But if you'd have got in there, you know, whether you've had 2 points, I mean, I go for 3, don't I? Whatever you took there, really. But that little double bottom and 2 bull bars just made me a little bit uncertain about taking that, because it could go wrong. So, did you have 2 points? There, Jan. I think if you can get below there, then you're okay, aren't you? But we had a little triple bottom there, didn't we? And then, was it that bar that came down, touched it and reversed? But eventually, yeah, you did. Good on you, mate. So you've had, what, a couple of trades today, so you're up 4 points. So it does make a difference. It takes a little bit more nerve to go up to it, but you're making 100% more profit every time. And as I say, there's very, very few trades that make a point that don't make 2. You know, if you're making 20% more profit, I'd say it's probably not worth it. But as you're doubling it, I would expect it to work 9 times out of 10. Well, you could afford to take 2 losses by that time and still be in profit. So I think personally 2's minimum, but if you are a little bit more intricate and trade stuff like that for smaller moves, then maybe 1 point's, 1 point's how it is. But a second bull bar, I'm up 4 trades on bull. That's good for you, mate. So a good day. Yeah, excellent. It's been a good couple of weeks for me. I don't like to touch wood. I don't like to say that too much, but I do seem to have found kind of where I'm comfortable. It's about adjusting that discipline, isn't it? So you're not over cautious and you're not careless. It's just trying to find that comfort zone, which is not easy to get to that kind of conclusion. But if when you hit it, I think you kind of feel comfortable. As I say, I'm enjoying trading now. There's been times where I've kind of had a love-hate relationship, as I suppose we all have at some degree, to some degree. But I am kind of in a nice place now. It's taken a long time to get here, but there was times where I just felt damn right miserable all the time. I'd have evening after evening where I'd just be miserable. And I tend to get a bit grumpy with my wife at times. You're a little bit less patient, and it doesn't make for a great family, but I'm in a better place now. So there's market close at 12, or it's open all day. Today it's open all day. It's tomorrow. It closes at 12 tomorrow and 12 Friday. That's Eastern time, I believe, which is about 5 p.m. UK time. So, yeah, normal hours today, and tomorrow it's going to be quieter. So I'm going to come to the charts and stream as normal, but we'll have a little look. But if it's dead as a dodo, then I'm just going to knock it on the head. That was saying it closes at 12. Yeah, not today, but I don't think. So, Thanksgiving 20. Oh, it says 27th to the 29th. Why would it say 27th? Mind you, this chart usually it's the days before. It says 27th, 29th. Mind you, maybe it does. That's unusual because there's a fair amount of volume. I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'll ask. Okay, I've asked on the, I don't know, all capitals. I've asked on the Thomas Wade's. Anybody else know? Assuming volume will drop off later today and tomorrow. Yeah, see, obviously I'm not from the US, but, you know, oh, is the market open normal time today? Thumbs up, is that for a yes or for a no? Yes, it is normal time today. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. So normal time today and it's finished. That's the impression I was under. Yeah. So, I mean, you can see the volume's pretty normal, isn't it? Regular hours today. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. I mean, there's a reasonable amount of volume today. It'll just be tomorrow. So I don't know if is anybody trading tomorrow? Or are you not trading? I'll tell you what. Let's do something. We don't often do this. Let's have a poll, shall we? That's exciting, isn't it? Maybe take off your caps. Oh, yeah, for the capitals, yeah. Let me have a look. What was I doing? How do I get a poll? That's not it. Engage with the audience. Okay, start a poll. Okay, let's start this poll. See who's going to be in, and that will tell me whether I'm going to trade tomorrow or not. 50-50, 75, 50-50, 100% no. Let's have a look. Okay, leg and a leg. 65% are saying no. I think it's important to have a day off, and apart from, you know, the usual weekend. Let's have a look. 64. It's about 70% are not trading tomorrow. Okay, so if it doesn't get any more than that, then I'll have tomorrow off. I might go and do some Christmas shopping. Could we take both? Yes, I will do. Market close tomorrow. Friday's half day. Well, it's actually half day tomorrow as well. But I'm pretty sure Thanksgiving's quite a big holiday for you guys. So my impression is you guys spend most of the time wobbling in a pub. So yeah, I suppose it's nice to have some time off. In fact, yeah, I might go out for I might go into town tomorrow and have a Scottish breakfast. Nice big fry up and a single malt and do a bit of Christmas shopping. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think it's important to have time off. For me, low volume, I can't risk it. Okay, that's it then. So no trading tomorrow. What about Friday? Yeah, it is important to take some time off. I haven't taken enough time off, to be honest with you. The last time I had any time off, apart from tell a lie, I had 2 days off. I had a bad week and I had 2 days off, but I haven't taken any more than that. Okay, so baby squid. Thursday, marks close, 1 o'clock Eastern time, and Friday, 1:15 Eastern time. So not trading tomorrow. It'll be a choppy mess. No big trades around to move the markets yet. So, yeah. So, no, we'll have a couple of days off, eh? Let's have a couple of days off. Why not? So, it was kind of 2 legs up. To me, that was way too far into that trade. If that had closed up here, I'd have taken that 100%, but that's just no good for me. The other chart, it didn't look too. It looked better, but it's still it's still boxy. And when it's like that, sometimes it can drop here, push up a little bit higher, and then give us something beautifully bearish and drop like a stone. See you next week. You done? Yeah, you too. Jan, have a great weekend, buddy, or have a great couple of days off. Yeah. See, we don't have that, do we? It's a normal day for us in you're Norway, aren't you? I'm UK. So we don't tend to do anything really. It's a normal day for us, but I consider myself half American now. I spend more time with you guys. So, okay, so that measured leg worked out beautifully. So the market's quite predictable today, which makes a change. It's working nice channel down with a break, nice channel down with a break, nice channel down, overshoot. So, yeah, I'm going to take both days off. I'm going to go into town tomorrow, do some Christmas shopping, and have a couple of whiskies with me breakfast. You got to win. That's part of fun bit about being a trader, isn't it? While everyone else is working, you're relaxing. Okay, beautiful fitting channel, clear overshoot. And as we know, that measured move has played out. So I expect either a full reversal or a big correction of some sorts. Let me just check. There's no anything I'm looking at larger. It's a bit too early for that, really, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have tomorrow off. So, clear overshoot, no argument there. That channel's fitting absolutely superbly. Beautifully. You can't deny that at all. So, clear overshoot. So setting up for a higher low there, that's probably going to work back to there. I tend to not count trend trade anyway, regardless. But I think that will be likely we hit here, higher low there. See, the issue I have with doing something like that, I think it's likely to get back there, but then there's always a possibility we could bring this down and hey presto, look. Fit in there. We had a break, a bounce, moved up to the top. So, and that, how nice is that working as a two-tier channel? So here and here. So, Laughter, how you doing, buddy? Great sell gift from the market prior to our Thanksgiving. Great sell gift from the market prior to. Let's have a look. Someone's gone long there. Nice second entry, long, high, low. Yeah, I just tend to avoid these, but I don't think it's terrible. Yeah, a couple of people have said that. He's put out ultra aggressive gambling. I can't count a trend trade. I agree, but I don't pick top bottoms. So yeah, it's not something I do, as tempted as it is sometimes. And I've had a go at them before and sometimes they've stung me. Now, it is an obvious overshoot. So I think that would certainly make it back to the EMA, but I go for 3 points. So it just makes that target so much larger when you're going against the grain. So I'd have to get pushed up to there, and I'm not comfortable with that, because if this does it turn into be a two-tiered channel, it may not even get that high. It may turn. So, but that looks to me like a good possibility of it's kind of like a quick V shape, isn't it? Drop and then kind of a recovery. So. But yeah, clear overshoot. The only issue I have with that, sometimes this may turn into a larger channel down, and look at that, fitting a two-tier channel. So if you bring that into play, so it may only get back to the EMA, and there's not enough for 3 points there. So for me, it's just a no-no at the moment. So let's check that there isn't any type of a larger channel going there. Let's put that there. I don't think so. It's at the higher low for 6 points. Yeah, I mean, it's a riskier trade purely because it is counter trend trading. Having said that, there is an overshoot, but I've been stuck in these before. Sometimes it's triggered me and come down and stopped me out, and I had 2 pushes, and then so I tend to just avoid them anyway. Yeah, Taylor said it was tempting. He never took it either. Thomas Wade never took it. It's just one of those personal things, and it's some do, some don't. I don't think this depends on you. I mean, what I will say is it's a clear overshoot. So ordinarily we get a steeper pullback, but there wasn't enough to get me 3 points back to that EMA. 3 points was about up here, so that just makes me a little bit nervous. I have my sort of rules in my head that I have to play. I have to follow them perfectly. And if I do that, my head stays nice and stable. It's if I start you know, playing outside the box. That's when I tend to have problems managing emotions, when I kind of know you have to listen to your own voice, and if that voice is saying don't do it, if you don't listen to it and take a trade, that can have some. I sort of get a little bit of conflict going on in my head. Why did I do it? I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't, you know. So I tend to just avoid them. Well, those trades where Max says you have to know what you were doing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad choice. It's just a choice I choose not to make at the moment. It's a very nice fitted channel. There's no argument there. Sometimes I've heard Max say there may be an overshoot, but I'm not convinced. So, you know, what is an overshoot and what isn't an overshoot? Now, as far as nice as that channel's fitting, that for me is a clear overshoot. So I would expect a strong... sometimes though, when you get overshoot, it will come back, make a new low, and then rock it up. I've seen it before. We have an overshoot in an uptrend, it pulls back, traps shorts, and then goes up higher, stops them all out, and then pulls back. So I've been caught out on a few of those, but don't get me wrong. Would I take them on evaluation? 100%. Because I know where I think it's likely to go, but you know, when it's my PAs, it's not part of my rules, so I have to kind of follow. But yeah, like Max said, if you know what you're doing, and you'll get to a point where you'll just make a calculated decision. It's a trade that I would expect it to work more times than it doesn't. So if you look upon it like that and go for 1-to-1, if it's something you choose to do, it's not a bad thing. You know, we've all got to make a decision. How risky do we want to be? If we're playing the numbers and the trade's going to work 70% of the time, then you've got to take it. You know, anyone measure the overnight? So, but yeah, so let's see where this goes now. I mean, we could get a full out reversal. Let's just zoom out. We've kind of had a leg and a leg, haven't we? Just have a quick look at the 10,000, see what that's showing us. Yeah, sometimes this is a bit more obvious, but we're fitted nice there, so clear overshoot there. Yeah, but I have seen those overshoots followed by a slight pullback, a push down, and then a complete reversal. So sometimes if you can get in there, I did one a couple of months ago. There was a small overshoot and I went long and it came back, triggered me, came down, stopped me out. So I just tend to avoid them now. Is Mac marking his chart? Be interesting to see what he does there, won't it? I think he's yeah, he'd be doing his normal chart analysis. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, you can't argue with that channel. It's about as good as it gets, really. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've touched it so many times. You know, we got 100% confident in that. So it'd be interesting to see how he reacts to that. The good thing is I've got more or less the same trade on both my charts, so I can't see Mac any different. So it'd be interesting to see how he takes that. Oh, he's not trading today. Oh, damn it. It's always the ones where you want his opinion that he doesn't seem to trade. He said not to trade today in his video yesterday, as it was only half day. No, it's not. Because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, isn't it? Well, most people have said it's not. Well, I haven't seen anybody that says it is normal today. There we go. Just a quick reminder, Thanksgiving tomorrow. The market is closed early tomorrow. This was a message I've just got now, 15 minutes ago. And that's from Take Profit Trader tomorrow at 12 p.m. There'll be no live support and our team is off for the holidays. So that's for tomorrow. So yeah, today just looks like, well, there's plenty of volume. Market's moving fine. So, you know, there's obviously big players in today, isn't there? You can see how the thing's moving. This is not a holiday day. You can tell there'd be half this amount of volume. There is a failure on my other chart, but there's something about this I don't like. So I'm sitting tight. Trying R1, so it's a second entry long, which is triggered. I just don't like this. Mind you, these double charts, a lot of the time when I see these and you have a pullback, it does push down. I do have a little strategy that I play around with from time to time in what I call a double width bar, which is slightly wider than, you know, maybe a short, a micro type trend. Whenever we get a pullback, a bull bar like that, if you just go short, as soon as it closes, 2-point risk, 2-point profit, it works most of the time. So that will be your 2-point risk. Be your 2-point profit. That hasn't triggered anyway. So that wouldn't have worked. Well, unless it turns down now. Maybe it will. He said it several times. That's why I asked. Yeah, it was strange, isn't it? There is a failure there, which is trapping that bar. It's not necessarily a higher low or anything, so I'm just sitting tight here. It's just a little bit unclear here. Oh, done the wrong thing. So channel down, I would like 2 pushes up. Followed by a possible failure. You've got to be careful around here, though. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, make a cup of tea. I'll let it figure out what it wants to do. I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. There was a, let's just get rid of this break. We had a channel down, one attempt to go higher. There was kind of 2 pushes up, but I don't like that one. I'd have preferred that to come down a bit more, but clearly 2 legs and then down for a second leg. So there we go. One, 2. Yeah, channel down, leg. Nothing on here, but on the other chart it was much better. And that worked nice, comfortably. Leg, 2 legs back, and a leg. Yeah, market's very clear and easy to read today. Everything's kind of working like it should. So, yeah, look. There may be something larger by the end of the day, who knows, but at the moment it's not worth having at the moment. But definitely a bearish day, so far anyway. I did notice these levels earlier when we had that quick pull back, and those levels have been cleared out, I think. So let's see where it goes now, whether we have a full out reversal or maybe it continues down. So we'll see what Max says. Maybe I don't know, he'll get some more information and he'll end up trading in the end, which means he may do us a video tonight. But it'd be interesting to see what he feels about that higher low after the overshoot. I have seen him take trades with an overshoot. I've seen him take triple tests. So 1, 2, 3. But if that was going to trap you, I don't think it would have left you with a higher low there. As it broke above, for me, this would have just come down. There is a second entry short there. It's no good though. It's too far from that EMA, and we've already had an overshoot with a big pullback, and we've made a measured leg down. So going short here is just no good for me. It's moved too far from that EMA, really. So not only that, that's one leg back. Sometimes it will trigger you and have a second leg back. There is a second entry short, which is triggered, and there is a failure there. Now, my gut feeling is that is going to get stopped out. I don't want to take it because there's no room to stop that out for me. I go for 3 points, and there's maybe a 0.75. So my gut feeling is that'll get stopped out, that bar there. It's too sideways. It's too far from the main body of it. So my gut is we have a leg and a leg. But taking a trade above there, there's just not enough points for me. Just to get to there's point, you've got to push through. So there's a point there at most, really, I would feel safe. I'm just not bothering getting into a trade for a point. It's just not worth it. But if I took that trade, I ask myself a lot of the time, after 2 pushes down, if I took that short, would I expect it to win? And the answer is no, I'd expect it to get stopped out. And then, funnily enough, we get a failure. But I'd only want to take that to that EMA, and there's barely a point there for me, so it's a no-no that. So if I take it 1 tick above there, it's got to push through, so it will break above there. So there's a point there. And that's it, really. Because at the moment, this thing is bearish now. We have had a channel with an overshoot, big pullback and 2 legs down. We've had 2 legs down before and the thing's continued down. So quick failure, trapping that short. That would be a weak short bar for me, and it did what I expected it to do. But I'm not interested that little amount. It's not worth it. Because as far as I'm concerned, I would only want to trade that up to that EMA, because at the moment it is looping down. Now, whether that continues, who knows? But the picture it's showing us today is we are daisy chaining down. So there, you don't know whether we're going to do the same. So that is a type of trade for Mac, I'd say, as the failure. Jan would take that, I think, back to the EMA. It's worth a point, although he's going for a little bit more now. But the thing is, we're in a little range here. Now, that one triggered and came down to the bottom. It even broke a tick below, but then it turned back down. So that's a weak position for me, and that, to me, is asking to get stopped out. So let's see what happens now. Is this thing going to continue down, or? Potentially large range from daily highs. Yeah, that's the thing, trading, scalping really, this short market. You never know. It doesn't kind of look a range now, but if we end up having legs and legs up to here, overall, channel, yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, I've put that down there. Sometimes I've put that down there once or twice. Now, if it bounces off the top and comes down to the bottom at some point, then that kind of would fit. But at the moment, it's only really bounced it twice. So the trouble is, if you're trading a channel like that, you'd want to wait for it to get up here, and then you miss moves like that and moves like that and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the overall picture to me is bearish at the moment. Now, whether that continues now is another thing, isn't it? We have cleared out yesterday's area. We had a few bounces down here there, so that kind of was cleared out. So we see. So a little bit of maybe fell breakout rate. I don't like the fact that it's gone up and over the EMA for me and had a little pullback and pushed higher. So I don't want to get involved in this short here. It's not to say it won't work. But after that channel is down, overshoot, pull back, 2 pushes to a new low, I want to give this chance to figure out whether it wants to push up or continue down. I mean, you can bet there's going to be some stops there, but it's 12 ticks, that is, isn't it? 3 points. Break even again, are you? Did you take that short on the engulfing bar, Brant, did you? Or did you take that long? Our second entry short to go long, that one there. getting better, really. Yeah, that's going to go there. I think you made the right decision. Oh, there you go. Yeah, if I was going to trade that, I'd want to be out here, really, I think. I was hoping with 2 legs down, isn't it? Yeah. Trouble is, this thing just keeps going down and down. We had this new low down here, didn't we? And then it came down some more. So it's a shame there wasn't a bearish bar there, because channel down, I love that pattern. 2 legs almost side by side. This one is a few ticks higher. This top of this is a few ticks higher. I love that pattern. And if you can get a beautiful bearish bar there, they work so well for a second leg. You know, some of a penguin style trades, the angles are too tight for my liking. Let me give an example. So I've kind of 2 legs back. This type of thing, leg and a leg, it's more too much in a line. I like it when it's kind of side by side. They're just so much more accurate and reliable. Better one there. I'd prefer the bar, but 2 clear legs almost side by side. Same again, side by side, few ticks slightly higher, but 2 clear attempts. And look how strong that pushed down. It struggled a little bit here, but once it got below there, straight down. Nice and quick. So it's a shame, really, we didn't get a bull bot there. Now, I got a doji, and it finished right on there, and there's just something about that I don't like. But it looked better on this chart. 2 pushes up, and as soon as it broke above there, it came back down. So I would have loved it to tick above there and then fall bearish, and I would have taken that 100%. And, you know, as Max says, it's often the middle of the move, that is, and he's exactly right. Look, you know what I mean? It pushes down, and see where it makes that measured leg, and then it starts to form some support there. But if you can get into a trade there somewhere around about there, you know, the potential for, you know, 5, 6, 7 points, whatever. I mean, after this big push down, I'd probably be inclined to put mine there and maybe just, you know, try and squeeze me stop down as it goes and get as much as I can. But it's a really easy to read day today. Everything's working like it should. You know that we have certain rules that Mac teaches us, and this is like a perfect example of the perfect day. We've got a channel down, kind of like a triple test or a channel. 2 pushes up and we come down nice. 2 legs up, down, 2 legs up, down, 2 legs up, down. It's really playing out nice. Leg down, 2 legs up, down. It's really playing really nice and cleanly today. It's a shame, really, we don't get more days like this, because trading would be so much easier. And that, same again, another nice trade. I think nice failure, trapping the longs, and didn't it work? But I think my only issue with that is at the time, we were just breaking these lows, and then we had those bars down. But if this was a bit lower than here, like a breakout pullback, I'd have had a go at that. And then look, 2 nice legs down. So it's working really nice and cleanly and easy to understand, this chart today. But the trouble is, we're at this area again where we've had an overshoot followed by a big pullback, 2 legs down. This is kind of crunch time. Do we start to move up, or do we continue down? There is a lower high there. But at the moment, I'm just not sure what's going on. So I think after a while, I don't bother counting anymore. I just wait till I see something that looks nice. It's more about how it looks than the count, in all fairness, which is why Mac eventually went to something called hidden second entry short, because I obviously realised that just because it doesn't count, it doesn't mean it's not what it looks like, and it is important to you know, to take what it looks like. You know, 2 legs up there, and that starts to come down. So, but the signal bar's crap, but you know, but it's really clean today. So I was looking for a failed break out of it yet. It started to do this. That was just a bit too much of a big move for me. but it worked for a couple of points. So maybe channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. Maybe. Bounce. I'm still not ready to take longs yet. Everything's just down. There are areas where you could have made money, but you don't know exactly how far they're going to go up. It's a real shame that, because the context is beautiful for that. Leg down, 2 really nice clear pushes up, just not a good signal bar. Channel down. First attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. I'd take a short off here. Mind you, having said that, channel overshoot, pull back, 2 pushes down, tried to go lower once, trying to go lower twice. This may be where it turns up. It's hard to say, really. There could be a 2-tiered channel down there. That's working in that top tier. Leg up, second leg up to here. One push up, 2 pushes up. There certainly could be. Leg up, second leg up. Leg back, leg back. Trouble is, after this channel, with 2 legs down, this overshoot, this could be bottoming. That's the thing you got to be careful of. So yeah. So I mean, you could, if you have that tight, touch, touch, touch. And maybe we get something like this. Two legs down, 2 legs up, bounce off this line here, and then down some more. It's always possible. Channel down. There is a second entry short there, but it's kind of in the middle of this. And this, you can clearly see there's some support there. So bounce once. You don't know whether we're going to have 2 legs down and bounce off again. Lower high there. There's quite a bit of support there, so I don't like. I won't want to take a trade there. It's just it's gone too far really. So I'm just going to sit tight here. Yeah, well, we know where that's going, don't we? Will it get below there? You can guarantee there's going to be people buying off here trying to pick a bottom. What a great place to pick a bottom. Well, I mean, Max says it's the worst trade in the world, but if you're going to pick a bottom after 3 or 4 bounces like that, it's as good as any, isn't it, to go long? Unfortunately, I think it's likely going to get stopped out. You never know, though. It could tick below there and off it goes. Be interesting to see if there's some bulls coming in here. Let's see what happens here. But you'd expect there to be some buying here, wouldn't you? Let's see if that bearish bar gets triggered, but that doesn't get stopped out. If this does come below there, I can see that having a quick sort of push down. Two ticks. It's not a 2-tick bar nowadays, is there? No. 2 ticks. Can't remember the last time I saw a bar that small. Well, if you're going to go long there, that's the place to do it, isn't it? Okay, it's bouncing off that stop. Let's see where it goes. Okay, it's tick below it. Mind you, if you're going to buy there, I'd be inclined to have my stop below there. That many bounces, the safest place to have your stop is below there, I think. So it may move a few more ticks down before it decides to launch, I think. If it does. Certainly call that a triple test. I wouldn't take a triple test going along after such a big move down. I'd only take a triple test at the top to push down. That I wouldn't, as much as there's support there, and you can bet your bottom dollar there's people buying around here. There's obviously something going on there, isn't there? The thing is, if you buy there, you got stops there, stops there, stops there, stops there. Okay, excuse me just for 1 minute. Sorry about that. Okay, well, so far we're still here. It didn't manage to get below there. Now, there's obviously buyers protected in this bottom, isn't there? So I've got this channel like this now. I adapted it slightly, but we could still have had a break, 2 pushes to a new low, and it's kind of looking like it's bottoming. But it could push up and then drop down. It's just hard to say at the moment. But it does look like, you know, traders are trying to reverse this. I'm hoping it reverses. So is this reversing? Have they managed to do it, or is this just another attempt to push higher that's going to fail? Who knows? Okay. 1, 2, 3 attempts to push up. So now let's see what happens here. So if this is a channel, there's a break. So I'm going to put the channel back to how I originally had it. And leave that, because 2 pushes down. If this doesn't push up and come down further, then I'll extend it. But this kind of looks like it may be bottoming out, which means it could reverse. But it's could. Okay. I'm trying to reverse this, I think. So after the 2 pushes down, that stop stayed intact below there, and it held. It did try 3 times to get lower and couldn't. And as it pushed up there, some stops it out there, which created that. And same again, maybe some there. Another big strong bar, a few points straight up. So let's see what it does here. Okay, bearish bar above there. There's probably a few traders taking that one, triggered, push straight up. I didn't expect anything less. There's going to be traders trading that as a fail break out of this range. So we got a small break there and a new high. So let's see if that bull bar gets triggered, gets stopped out. So, double trap there. It's going to be traders trading that. Fell break out the range. Triggers stopped out. Buyers thinking this thing's going up now. We're going to trap the shorts. Trigger itself came down, stopped that one out. So, it's just a turning point. This are we going up? We're going to continue down. Who knows? Maybe we have a second entry short of the midline to push up. Don't know. But we have been more or less bearish all day, with the exception. The biggest pullback we've had, really, I think, is that. And pull back there, pull back there, pull back there. It's around about the same. So is this going to continue down? Or is this now making plans to move up? Now, a third touch at the top. There is a larger channel. Well, we know there's buyers trying to protect this area. That much we know. It tried its best to get down and it couldn't. So if we can hold around this midline and continue up out of this channel, it may move up. But this has been bearish all day. Kind of right from the open, we dropped, had a pullback, continued down, pull back down, pull back down, pull back, and then right the way down. So we've been going down all day. So, yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? What does this look like? Well, look at that now. So we're there. We're there. So, you know, in fact, that can come down, can't it? Touch, touch. Look at that moving from there strongly. So there may now be a larger channel. We've definitely touched 3 times now. So we join those two up. It pushed that right to the tick and pulled straight back. So top of this. Oh, is that what you're on about, Sean? Is it? Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look at that. That's a fair reaction, isn't it? And let's see if we get that push. We know there's some protection there. Have we got down below there now by a tick? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points straight down. As soon as we hit that line. So, looks like this may continue on being bearish. We'll see. see what happens here. I'm guessing maybe some stops below here somewhere. Oh, there we go. There goes those stops. Quick couple of points down. So market's been really predictable today. It's not always like this, but it's really working about as well as it can work from a price action point of view. It's super clear, fitting nice. I mean, look, downtrend. Now, we can see this in real time. We pushed down, 2 legs up, came down, 2 legs up, came down, 2 legs up, came down. It's about as good as it looks. To be honest with you, 2 legs back, it works. Not before it had a double trap and trapped some. That's the frustrating thing about that. We're still in a channel, so I won't want to go short while we're in a channel, but we had a break new high. That bar there, there's going to be longs trying to push that higher, so that bullish bar triggered by a tick and then straight down, taking out that stop and then clearing out the bottom stuff. But that's the trouble, really. You can get that focused on going long here, thinking this is a bottoming pattern. All of a sudden it comes down and ruins everyone's day. And on that note, I think I'm going to knock it on the head today. I've had a good couple of weeks, actually. It's been nice and solid. I've taken some nice payments. I'm going to about 4,500 this month. So everything's been a good month, actually. Certainly a good couple of weeks. See, Mr. Wade's now extended this, so he's looking at the same thing anyway. So I think most have now. Yeah, he has as well. So it's certainly looking like that. So, folks, you US guys, happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. I hope you all have a cracking day. So I'm not going to bother trading tomorrow or Friday. It's going to be very quiet. Nothing worse than trading it just kind of feels false, I think, trading a dead market. If you can get into trades, they take forever. I think it's much better to trade when institutional traders are all at their tables. So you too, bud. So yeah, 4 days off. So have a fantastic weekend, guys, and a good couple of days for your Thanksgiving. If you carry on trading today, best of luck. Failing that, stay safe. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Bye for now.